is Scorecard. On the program today, we are in a local government where the chairman is putting his innovations and ideas to use in order to transform this local government area of Lagos State. This is Wumi Ayeni. Today, I shall be taking you through the transformational projects that are here, going on especially here in Isolo Local Council Development Area. After this time out, I will let you meet with the chairman where I'll be having a tete-a-tete with him about his achievements so far. And I bet you it's going to be worth the while. See you in just a bit. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Scorecard, and on the program today we are in Isolo Local Council Development Area. We are here to see what has been happening since the present chairman assumed office about 2 years ago, his transformational project. And I must tell you that from what I can see so far, he's a go-getter and he's a very, very accessible chairman here in this community. Let me lead you straight to him. He's seated with me, and then before we begin to explore or take a dive into his world, it's a pleasure having you on the program today, sir.
Good morning.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome to Isolo LCDA.
Thank you very much. Sir, on this program, we talk about 4 key areas of development. That's always been our focus. We want to talk about the infrastructure, the education, the environment, and then the human and healthcare development of this local government. But we take this one after the other, sir. Since you came in, what was the situation like before you stepped into the office, especially in the area of infrastructural development, and what is the situation now?
Yes, thank you. I am Alhaji Shamsuddin Abiodun Olale, Chairman, Isolo LCDA. Yes, I'll answer that questions from 2 angles, because for me as a person, this is my second coming. I've been around 2011 to 2014. There was a gap. I came back 2017 after 3 years, and between 2017 and now, 2 years had equally gone by. Yes, taking the question from 2011 to 2014, this is a developing local council development area. You call the local council development area Isolo, you call it an urban local government, should be right. But the fact is that we still have communities that are rural-like. And when you have a rural-like community, you know that you are faced with challenges of development in a big way. So, infrastructure, road infrastructure in the Isolo LCDA, I'll tell you that there's a big gap between what is expected and what we have on ground. That is a fact. Because our LCDA has about, I just won federal roads with state roads that you categorize as category B. Federal roads are category A. The state roads, they are not more than 10 if they are up to. And you have the category C roads, the streets, the inner streets that are over 600. And you can see the big gap. If the state government chooses to deal with the roads under its purview and the federal government takes care of the only road they have passing through the local government, then you know that there's a big deficit, 600 at the minimum within Isolo LCDA that has to be taken care of by the LCDA. And you equally want to pry into the resources available to the council. There's a wide gap between the resources and the challenges for development. A wide gap. As overwhelming as the challenges of development appears to be, we remain undaunted. We are trying in our own best way possible to give the people of Isolo LCDA the best that is available, the best that we can offer. We have done roads. When we say we have done roads, it is really the relative local standard. We have graded roads. In my first coming, we graded more than 150 streets to make them passable. Those were placative efforts. Why didn't we do them to standard? Why didn't we do full construction? The question lies in my earlier narratives that the resources are inadequate. But people must feel the presence of government. So for that, what we did in my first tenure extensively on road was placative. We did a lot of patching of roads. The major roads, the ones that you can classify to belong to the state government, making them possible. You know, our people don't even know the borderline between state responsibilities, federal responsibilities, and local responsibilities. Once things get to a level below their expectation, who they call at this time, at this level, is the local government. We started in 2017 by rushing back to do those placative works that we did earlier. So immediately stamped our names in the reckoning and minds of the people that, of course, a new government has come into place. We did that for about 6, 7, 8 months, patching roads left, right, and center. And it got to a point that we now said, okay, we are not going to be in government for that long only to do placative works. We must have legacy projects that will speak for us after we might have left office. So we then decided to start taking streets after streets, taking them holistically, looking at their drainage, standardizing their drainage, stabilizing the roads, and ending it up with asphalting the roads, and equally ensuring that the streets are lighted. So we felt that whole package will speak for us long after we have left office. That's why we target legacy projects. So in each of the wards, our plan is 1 road per quarter, and it is calculated that by the time we are done with government after our tenure, we would have done not less than 10 roads. Not less than 10 roads would have done, not less than 10 roads, and it will be done in such a way that it will speak for us for a long time to come. So that is why you have Bale Shekoni Street in Ajao Estate. The streets, very strategic road that is helping the traffic in Ajao Estate area. You know, Ajao Estate is a busy area now because with the construction ongoing at the expressway, about 6 local governments make use of Ajao Estate to get into the mainland, to ensure that while we have the major roads, there must be alternative routes. So Bale Shekoni is serving as a very strategic alternative route to the traffic in Ajao Estate. So when you get there, you find that we standardize the drainage, a covered drainage with well-tarred road, well asphalted, and equally you have a standing electric poles that is functional as at when necessary. Having finished with that, we did same at Global Street in Isolo. We rehabilitated the drainage there. We asphalted to the best of standard, and we fitted it with electric lighting. So it's there, functional. Done with that, we took 2 streets together in the Shaga area, Bale Street and Olokun Street, a stretch of almost 800 meters.
Wow.
We rehabilitated the drainage. We did good asphalting work on the road, then fitted with solar lights, solar electricity. So this we hope to repeat. We hope to replicate in Fabi Street in Ilasamaja. We want to stamp our presence in all the 7 wards of the local government, and in such areas where the roads that we have constructed will serve as an alternative route that will in a way take away the pressure on the major roads.
In case you're just joining us, this is Scorecard, and on the program today, I have with me the chairman of Isolo Local Council Development Area, and we've been talking about the road infrastructure under this local government, all what he has done, the activities he has put in place, and what he's been doing in order to make this local government one of the best in the area of road infrastructure. Yeah, as we are all aware, the primary schools are under the control of the local government, and that's why we have to talk about them. What has your administration done in order to boost the development of our schools and also make education attractive to these pupils?
Education is key to us in Isolo LCDA, to my administration since my first tenure. We have taken education holistically from the creche level to the primary school. Creche level, we gave out instructional materials that will boost learning at that level. We have few of our primary schools with creche classes, so we recognize their existence at that point, and we have always supported with instructional materials. For the pupils in primary schools, we have always done exercise books, school bags to support the parents We have always done that. And for the students in GSS classes, okay, we have always assisted them with notebooks also. For the ones in SS classes, S1, SS2 to SS3, we have opened a program for remedial classes. We call it remedial classes. At that time, we ensure that we assist the students promoted to SS3 who are in their final classes, who will be preparing for final exams. We assist them in covering up their syllabuses, because we have since discovered that the bane of failure at final exams, WAEC and NECO, is as a result of non-completion of syllabus in good time. So for that, we created remedial classes where syllabus will be covered, where students will have covered their syllabus and will have much more time to devote to revision work. You know, they need to cover the syllabus before they talk about revision. But most times they are not able to cover the syllabuses. So for these reasons, we opened that opportunity. I won't say government at what level actually took that initiative from us, and it became so popular that, but it's a matter for history, though, but we know that we started it at this level. Okay. The students in higher institutions, those that are indigent, the indigent students, the ones that have the capacity but lack the resources, and the indigents of Isolo LCDA, we have a novel bursary program for them. That we instituted it, and we have religiously ensured that each of the students that meet up with our requirements gets not less than 25,000 naira support yearly for textbooks and all whatnot. Those ones that are in final year, they are always looking for money to prosecute their projects and all the rest of that. We did that. Equally, the adult literacy classes, they are not left uncatered for. By the time we came in, there were just two centers, but we expanded it to about 5. So as I speak to you, we have 2 massive buses that takes not less than 100 students from popular points to the school village on a daily basis. 2 massive buses, and they do a run of 4 to 5 runs in the morning, and they do same at afternoon after close of school. So we are taking the risk on the road away from the children. School structures, you need to get to Akinbayi Primary School and see the massive work, holistic work that we are doing there. These are schools with Bola Amudashiru structure of the time. And you can't tell me that those structures will still be as solid as they were when they were newly built. So roofs were problems, and we have attended to the roofs. In some areas, they do not have the vocational block and home economics block. We have attended to it, we have created convenience area in terms of toilets and all the rest of that. We have sunk borehole. We have done that for Akinbaye Primary School. When we are through, the work there is almost 90% completed. When we are through with that, we intend to go to other schools with begging needs for infrastructural rehabilitations. So we are doing all of this for education in LCDA, noting that the future of our country lies in the education of our youths.
Well, that will now take us to the last but one category that we just to look into on scorecard. That will take us to the environment. Now, under this category, we'll be looking at the security of the environment, the cleanliness of the environment, which your administration have been doing since you came into office.
Well, I won't say that our local government is totally peaceful, but we are proud to say that when you want to count the LGAs and the council areas with minimal incidences of criminal nature, who appear at the lowest rung of the ladder. And then you talk about other areas of in our environment, flooding. In our LCDA, there's nothing alarming here. I borrow the same word, proactive nature of this administration. We desilt from time to time. We know the routes leading from the primary drainages to the secondary drainages. We know the black spots, and we are never tired of attending to the black spots. You look at other areas of refuse,
Okay.
you will find pockets of refuse within our local government. Thank God that the new administration had changed the policy, and for the fact that we are not resting on our hoars here, Isolo LCDA can be termed as one of the cleanest, because we know our onions here when it comes to that. Kudos to the environment department here.
I must say that I've gone around myself, and I can attest to the cleanliness of your environment in this local government. And that will now lead us to the very last point to trash on scorecard today, and that's we will be talking about the human and healthcare development of this local government.
People who are close watchers of events in Isolo LCDA will score us very high in that area. Just about 3-4 weeks ago, we graduated about 500 women and youths in various areas of skills acquisition. It is only in Isolo here that you talk about regular endowment for widows, and the ones you call the senior citizens. We have programs taking care of them. Where you find me now is not my usual office. It's because of the ongoing reconstruction that is going on in the Chairman's block and other administrative blocks too. We want to reactivate the internal communication system of the local government. We are attending to it as I speak to you. This will reduce the legwork within the council, but we still encourage our staffs to do a little of legworks. When they do that, it is not stressful to them.
Yeah, you've heard it all from the horse's mouth, and that's talking about the chairman of Isolo Local Council Development Area, Honorable Shamsuddin Olaleye. One thing I'm taking home with me here today is the chairman's quest, his hunger for development and further development of this local government. And right now, as we usually do, we go around town, we see some of the projects he has done, and probably talk to one or two people here in this local government. And from there, we shall be saying our normal bye-bye on the program. Like I always say, next time, it could be your local government. Always be on the lookout for scorecard. See you then. Bye-bye.
Let me start from my own ward. Fabi Street is ongoing. The project is ongoing there, and many other streets in Isolo LCDA. Ishagai Riakari. There is this street called Bale Street. Another one in Ajawe Estate, Bale Shikoni. Another one in Nokota. So there are virtually every ward that we don't have the presence of the local government.